Hey, I've got to install the transducer, I think, first, or get a game plan. So we got the Garmin, this is a LiveScope plus LVS34 transducer. So you got a few different options, and you got to just sort of decide what you want to do. So some guys put it on a pole so that it's not on their trolling motor. And then, because when your trolling motor, when it turns, right, and it's turning, then your transducer is pointing in the direction your trolling motor is turning, which would be fine if you just recognize it in your mind. Hey, like when you turn your trolling motor to the right, oh, now I'm looking to the right. I'm not looking ahead like I normally would. So some guys put it, they got another thing they can put over there, and then no matter it's independent of the head of the trolling motor, so it stays pointing in the direction you want it to point. Anyway, and then there's a few different modes on this thing, as far as like how you do it, how you point it, and so you kind of like, it does come with installation instructions, right? It's this thing. There's about 4 pages of this that you'll actually read, and no matter what language you're in, because it gives you all kinds of languages. Oh, well, that's kind of a pain. So then, what do you do? Well, you just go out to Google, or whatever browser you're using. And so for here, I got Chrome up, and I just went to Garmin.com and typed in our LiveScope plus LVS 34. If you look on this, if you scroll down, you got like, oh, here's the ice one, here's the lithium ion ice, fishing, whatever. And here's the plus system, which we have. And if then when you click on it, which I'm over here, this is it. This is the page. So right now, that guy right there is $16.99. And if we go down here and we scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you click on this manuals, and you can get software too. Then we end up over here, and so then you have the manual. So here's installation instrucciones. So we're going to click on that, and then that's going to come up, and it's going to give us all the information we need. So the tools, and here, let me make this a little. It gives you cable, right in the cable. And these are a device like you can put on them and it'll get rid of interference. So somewhere where you're going to plug this thing up, like in the black box or what have you, you can put this and it'll clear up some of that interference. I don't know if this one's already got it or if they got it if it's added with it or not. And then, there's a bag that I opened up, and then it's got, installing the transducer on the perspective mount. And basically, it's this mount right here. Like, you can turn this thing whichever way you want. So you can point down, forward, you can turn it sideways like they've got it. And I've not used this thing enough that I could tell you whether or not you should use it. I would think that over time these would maybe loosen up on you. I really don't know, and I don't know what to say. Or you can do a different setup, and I'll show you that here in a second, but one, they've got labeled A, and one, these little notches, they line up like so. Like if you want it in this mode, then this is the, yeah, you get it. You'll figure it out. Port forward, perspective view, starboard forward, starboard downward. Right, so you just got to figure out which way you want this thing. So like here's this one, and it's this way, or you can shift this over, and then you're pointing down, which I guess that's forward, or you do the third way, which is over here. That's if you use that included bracket. And there is so there's that bracket, right? So that can either be in the middle, or off to the side. It can be on port or starboard side. It's going to depend on how you stow your trolling motor. This is all about a trolling motor mount, And then the other way is to do it on your trolling motor. I don't really like that idea because this is gonna, you don't want it to get hit it, you don't want it to get hit. So you can mount it on the trolling motor, and I don't recommend that because unless I guess maybe you're in really deep water, but then they give you the different perspectives. So this would be down. I guess this is your arrow. And then they have, I guess this is more of a forward view. And then, oh, here we go. One is port side down view, port side forward view, starboard side downward view, starboard side forward view. So this is starboard. So on the trolling motor shaft, and it gives you remember that BCE? Anyway, that's in that bag of goodies. So this would be this side, I like that perspective view, going on the shaft. I think then, I'll let him decide how he wants to put it. It's pretty easy, but the one thing it does say, it's oh yeah, here it gives us a diagram. We're going to go to our black box. This is going to be a network that's going to come over, and then we're going to have power that's going to go to the black box. And it looks like that is everything. And power extensions, it gives you the fuse. If you got to do the right gauge wire, you're going to need 10 gauge for 15 feet, 8 gauge for 23 feet, 6 gauge for 36 feet. And, but what I wanted to talk about was, at the very beginning, they talk about routing that wire, and they kind of give you some good hints, perspective mount, mode mount. Here we go. Test fit the transducer and cable for installation. Allow a loose gap at least 4 inches above and below the rotating joint to create a loop in the cable. The loop must be large enough to allow full rotation of the transducer in both directions. Allow a minimum of 10 inches of cable to cover section between mounting points. Use black electrical tape. Now this is I think is it. So take some electrical tape, and you're going to wrap around the shaft, and then you're going to put where you put that cable, it kind of shows it here. You wrap it around the shaft, so then the shaft is kind of smooth. Maybe unnecessarily, but trust me, it's better if you can do it. And then take some more electrical tape and put on the outside of that. And then I usually would put a tie wrap, but I get the ones that are curved on the edge. Okay, so I've got, you got a couple different types of tie wraps, right? You got the one that has like that straight edge, right? It's just, and then you've got these types of tie wraps, and if you notice, this one has kind of a curve to it. See that? You can get these curved. And so what you want to get a package of these is what I'm trying to tell you. Because once you take the tape and you wrap it around that shaft, and then you take the wire, you put it where you're going to put it, and then you wrap that around that. Then you take this with this curve, and then you wrap around it, and it kind of makes, because what happens is this because it's straight and it's going in a curve, it creates like this sharp angle, and that'll tend to like dig into the cable. If you got enough tape there, then it'll just kind of pinch into that tape. It won't pinch into the your cable. And the other thing that it does is it prevents the electrical tape. Even if you get the best electrical tape you can buy, if you like, over time, the end kind of, even if you take scissors and cut it, the end tends to want to come up. So what this does is it keeps it down and keeps it from, and in the end, like it is kind of messy because like the glue from the tape, like over a long time, right? But that cleans up pretty good, just with some little rubber and alcohol or something. Anyway, that's what we're going to do for our install. So now we just got to go out there and, route the cable and all that. So, but I'm in my preparing stage. I got to go out there and figure out where we want to mount the black box and also where we're going to mount the battery. So we're going to use a lithium battery, a LiPo4, and then we're going to probably put it in a rod locker. And I don't know, what else are we going to do? I bought some electrical, like 10-2 cable, marine grade. I don't really think I'm going to need it. Obviously, the closer that you can get it to the battery, the better. But if you got to run it over a long distance, then you're going to want to have big cable. So, it's weird. The smaller the size, the bigger the cable. So 2-aught, 6-aught, 4-aught, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Like 10 is going to be smaller, 12 is going to be smaller than that. 14 is even smaller than that. You'd think it would go up. But they had to do it backwards. I don't know why, but they did. Alright, so I got a job where I'm going to install a Garmin Echo Map Ultra 2. So this is the forward-facing sonar that Garmin has, and kind of opened the boxes last night and went through, or yesterday, what's going to happen, and decide where he wants things and that kind of stuff. One of the things, just going through it, because it's not going to be an open boxing. I'm having trouble telling you what's going on, but these are kind of cool because Garmin has the little cradle where, you just take your unit, you plug it right into there, and it locks, like it's got this locking thing. So that's kind of cool. I don't know about this dangling down. I guess it'll be alright. Kind of decided to go with a RAM mount. It's not it's always about how much money you want to spend and what are you trying to do, or but you can always change your mind, change it later, right? If you don't like the RAM mount, you just get another thing is, if you're going real fast and it's real bumpy, maybe you don't want to do a ram mount. Maybe you want it to be more secure, like I have. I still have like the Panther and mounts, and so it's above a trolling motor, and I still have the trolling motor tray too. I didn't sell it, so anyway, I'm a dealer, so I just have to try to find some place to somebody wants to buy it. But yeah, I mean, we got a black box, and we'll have to install that somewhere, and that's like this little guy. They got power here and you have to deal with, and you got some lines. This thing's got a little weight to it. I think the specs on it, I was going to look it up, and it's cool though, because you can network it and everything. Looks like it's got like a ground strap you got to do. So we'll have a power. It should be fused. I think a 5-amp fuse, but we'll make sure. And then we got the XDR. I'm guessing comes from the transducer. And then I guess we're gonna go out and network to the unit. We'll see. We'll see how this all lays out. And of course we got our transducer, and this one I guess he's gonna put it on the trolley motor and live with it there, because he's trying to build it like it's just one step at a time. We can open this guy up though. It should open. Come on now. Well, they really got. Oh, okay. So it don't open that way. It opens this way. Or they have it so that, like, when you tear the box open, they know you've been in there. How does it open? Oh, maybe this way. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta figure out how they have you do it. So we'll get that out of there. Anyway, so that's what that guy will look like. Of course, you guys know. And I thought I might just go ahead and get this at least installed. I mean, this is an expensive piece though, that's the thing. Alright, so got some bracketry. That looks like the pieces that hold the graph. And then we've got, I don't know if they're labeled, yeah, A. Look, they got them labeled. That's nice. A, where's B? That's D. C's laying there. Alright, so to redo that, just because we didn't say our ABCs right, we got A, which is this. I guess it's in the instrucciones. Then we got B. And then we got C. D. E. F. And it looks like, oh no, they both say F. Yeah. That's kind of cool that they tried to make it idiot proof. I had a guy who was like, I burned 1 million brain cells watching this video. thought that was funny. And I said, well, thanks for watching. So, if you don't like it, don't watch it. I don't care. I mean, I care. But it's kind of crazy, you know. What kind of comment is that? Anyway, there's the bracket. So, that, we got a power cable. Looks like some kind of other cable. It's maybe a network to network cable. We got a power cable. Okay, that's one power cable. So how does this dude do? This is power. I guess this is our power for that. And it's got a fuse. So that's kind of good too, because they provided a fuse. Usually you gotta go out and buy this extra, you know, and then you gotta go spend another $6. And it's the right color. If you go to the auto parts places, they're orange. Like, go try to find just a red one. It's not, you can't find it. Well, you might find it, but then it's like $20. Why is it, you know, I don't know, what is that? Like $14 more for orange versus red. It's the same fuse. I don't get it. Alright, so there's that. Now what? What am I missing here? Instrucciones. That's right, we got some instrucciones. And where are they? I got this thing, which would be if you were doing a flush mount template. Okay, we're going to install this transducer in perspective mode. So, you know, if we're looking at our instrucciones, right, it says we're going to need the parts from the bags A, B, and C. Okay, that's what it says. So, A, B, and C. Now, that is going to be, you know, this bag. There's A. So in this bag, we've got this piece here. And then we've got, you know, a little screw on, you know, it screws down, whatever. You know what I'm saying. I'll open this up so you can see it, but I don't know, it seems daunting more than it really is, but you know, I guess that this goes like so, right? Okay, but then we got this other arm. Alright, so installing transducer on the perspective mode mount. I got the bag out, got our goodies out. So we needed A, which was these three pieces. And, you know, there's the, I don't know if you can see it, but there's the notches. Right? So that's, anyway. And then we got this, which I'm guessing just, you know, goes into here like so. And then we got a bag that's B, because it says you need ABC. It's pretty simple, man. they made it like kind of almost idiot proof. It's like these 4 hex head bolts, so they're not going to move on you. And if I can get the bag open. That's all. Sorry. So that's going to just go, you know, they show you with arrows up. And like I said, I don't know, you know, if it goes on this side or, you know, the other side, but this is going to go around our shaft. So obviously the way it's going to go is this is going to end up on this side of it, so that it'll clamp in and clamp on the shaft. And just temporarily, you can just kind of stick them in there. And then what I would do, even though this is a hex head, I'd probably put some blue Loctite, just so it's not going to move, but I'm kind of nut like that, you know, I don't want it to move. So that's 1, 2, 3. You know, if I was a little more graceful. So anyway, there's that setup. And you just like line up the notches whenever you want to turn it. So I think this is going to go like this. And then C is going to be just the other side of this. I think. Or E. Where's our other one? D. A, B, C. Did we? Oh, here it is. Sorry. Then we need our other bag, which is this one. Which looks like a piece of rubber. This, which is our Allen key. And then this, I guess, is what just goes straight in to the transducer, like so. And this is just me guessing. Yeah, there we go. So there's a picture. It's like I said, like this part right here goes against the shaft, and then it's got this, which you can rotate like it's showing there, you know, here or here or like here. Just got to figure out which way you want to do it. Okay, so then that's going to be our perspective view, and the transducer says, like, I would do some Loctite on this there, fellas. Just got to figure out which way you're going to route everything. I know you probably can't see this. What's going on? Did I lose it? What happened? Oh, it's right here. Yeah, so we got this. So, you know, that's all it's going to be is, you know, we're either going to go on this side or that side. Now, again, I'm trying to figure this out as I go, but so you can see it's gonna be kind of like so, you know, or we can turn this like this, or we turn this like this, and so basically there's these little notches right there, you know, and that's how this thing turns, is all it is. So simple. It's almost ridiculous, but like you can see, like, if I could see, if I could line them up. Right. So when you get this on the shaft, you know, I guess you need to figure out, like, okay, it's going to be like this, right? So, like, this would be your perspective, if you want, if you will. So, and then, but the thing is, you kind of, like, I like the idea of this because when your trolling motor's stowed, then you'll be able to tell, oh, it's like this. So I'm not going to put this on the boat until I move it over here close to the house. I just want it parked out there, and then I don't really have this, you know, ran down where it's got to go to my black box. So we're going to give this just a, you know, a slight rest, and then get this wire, you know, because I got to get the power. The power is what I got to get hooked up next. So. Oops. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, the power, I want to get, you know, like, I think he's got a box up there. It looks like he's not even really using it. Probably the battery would fit in there just like perfect. So, although it may need some sort of like, how do I say it? Like, some sort of weatherproofing, if you will. So, we'll figure it out once we get there, but it looks like if it's been raining, it's not. It's got a little dampness in there, but not a lot. I do want to find out like how much heat that box usually takes during the day, because when I want to put a battery in there, and it's going to generate a lot of heat. That's why, like, I'm still kind of unsure where I want to put it, because that is a concern. Like, you don't want it to, your battery with that black box is going to heat up, I'm sure. And then you got a battery, and then it's in the middle of summer, and then it's like not really, it's not right. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's what I'm doing, and I guess we'll have to figure out what this rubber piece is about. What is that? You know what? Before I let you go, let's see if it says. Oh, this is that rubber piece. This goes around your shaft, I guess, to give it a little extra. That's all it is. So I think we're kind of ready for this. And I don't know. I guess see what I can. How do I end this? Okay, and so the perspective view and the forward view, you know, we're probably not using. And if we do, it's a lot simpler. And, it's just a matter of throwing in a couple other pieces, this E and the F. And, you just go down through the directions, because you got those viewing modes. Here's another, shows you these, these little lines to line everything up with. This is most likely how it's going to end up on his, because when he stows his motor, then this will be sitting over here and it'll be out of the way, and that's what you kind of want to do. So, but I think with this, you can turn this then, and then you get the perspective that you want. If you just do a regular, install where you don't use this L bracket, then you're really limited to, I don't know how you can mount this thing. So here's on the trolling motor, you just have this and you're just going through, and then you're doing like that, and then we got a chance of it hitting something, hitting an object, something like that. Whereas if it's up on the shaft, it's a lot safer area. But that's just with this extra, this extra piece, and that's all it is. And then the F and the E is just, if you want to use, instead of, once you figure this out, I'm never going to change this, they do provide a couple of screws, and they're hex head screws, and then, they stay in that position. They don't move. That's all these are, right? So, and then it's got a little cable wrap in there. We won't use that. We're going to do the perspective mode, and if he wants to change it, then we're going to let him change it. You could, this goes trolley motor mount. It's part of this trolley, mount would mount on the side of the trolley motor. So, that's just, let's go back down here. Come on. It's kind of going slow. Yeah, so that's how that would mount. But we're not going to use that. I guess we could. If you want to just mount it and not use the L perspective, then you would just mount it like this. But I think it's going to help the way he stows his trolling motor to have it on that perspective mount, that L bracket, if you will.